Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, oh.
Hi guys, what is up? What is good? What is Gucci? It is your girl, Paige Christie here, bringing you the latest TLDR. Now, if you don't know what TLDR stands for, it stands for too long didn't read. Because we all know what it's like to be watching the shenanigans go on social media and thinking to yourself, go. I ain't reading all that. So without further ado, let's get straight into what today's stories are gonna be. First up, we have Mikayla Nogueira in the aftermath of Lashgate. After that, we have Deaf Noodles, who seems to be going on a fake apology tour. Then after that, we have a streamer who was found to have been watching some deep fake corn, replace the C with the P, of his friends online. That is a whole mess, as well as Milf Manor and so much more. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But first, a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is proudly sponsored by June's Journey. June's Journey is a free-to-download hidden object game. Now, if you're not familiar with what a hidden object game is, essentially you're looking at an entire scene to find hidden items that might not be so easily seen to the untrained eye. Basically, it's a really relaxing game that helps you to develop focus. So if I ever have a moment where I don't feel like editing or I'm procrastinating, I just take a few moments out to play on June's Journey, and it kind of like helps me refocus my brain, because this game is all about focusing on the task at hand. And after focusing on one specific thing, I find it so much easier to prioritize and focus on all of the things it is that I have going on in my own life. But also, it's a really good moment to decompress, have a moment of relaxation and self-care, and that is what we are all about over here. So June's Journey is all about a main character called June. The whole thing is set in the 1920s, and it has a murder mystery storyline. So basically, through finding all of these different objects, you are also compiling evidence together so that you can point out who the suspect is. And honestly, visually speaking, June's Journey is just aesthetically so beautiful to look at. So if you guys are interested in picking up a free to download hidden objects game, please do not forget to click the link in the description box down below. Please make sure that you click the link in the description box down below, because it greatly helps my channel if you do. And obviously, we greatly appreciate the support. With that being said, thank you so much to June's Journey for sponsoring today's video, and without further ado, let's get back into the TLDR. Oh, thanks, Paige. Whilst I was waiting, I was actually getting down with some June's Journey. Okay, so first up on the docket, we have Mikayla Nogueira. Now, we know about the entire Mikayla Nogueira story, and I'm not going to bore you with all of the boring details. There have been a plethora of videos on this subject at this point, but just to give you the quick, brief rundown, sis, Mikayla Nogueira lied about some mascara, stating that it gave her the full lash effect whilst in tandem applying lashes to her eyelashes. Her audience were mad about it. She also went forth and continued to double down in the comments and then deleted said comments. She broke FTC guidelines, if we are to believe that she is lying about the mascara, as well as breaking FTC guidelines by not making it clear and visible that this was a paid partnership. Mikayla Nogueira hasn't returned since her massive social media faux pas, and it has a lot of people asking questions like, what is she gonna do? Will she make an apology? Or will she do her haters the biggest favor and leave the internet entirely? Well, on Friday night, I asked my guests, Bruce Allen, as well as Mika's Rhetoric, what their thoughts were on this particular topic. Is Mikayla going to be able to come back? And if she does, what will she do?
I think that she's either gonna like redo it and then it does, or like redo it and somehow miraculously prove it wasn't fake, or she'll redo it and be like, this is just as good, even though it's obviously not as good, if that makes sense. Or she's gonna like do like a sit down thing and then try to reconcile somehow with like a giveaway or something corny maybe. But I don't think she'll blow past it, because I think it takes a lot of like self-certainty and like confidence that I don't think she has to just like James Charles go back to posting type beat, you know?
She's either going to come out and admit that, yes, they were false lashes, or she added additional lashes, whether they're individuals or whatever, to make it look more full, or she's going to take the Jaclyn Hill approach and just ignore it altogether. Maybe will take a mental health break and then just come back and start posting again.
So that was what was said by Mika and Bruce on this particular topic. If you guys aren't aware, every Friday/Saturday night, we'll be doing a TLDR live. So if you're interested, come and check us out because we will be here every single Friday/Saturday, depending on my schedule. But for me personally, I don't really know how it is that Mikayla is going to be able to get through this. I don't know what kind of apology would be enough to satisfy or even pacify the audience. I mean, even if she's sincere, there's going to be a group of people on the internet who think that she isn't sincere. And I'm not the only person who's thinking about what a prospective apology is going to be looking like. Are we going to be having sitting on the floor crying in a grey hoodie circa 2019?
And I am so sorry.
Or are we going to have a more structured and scripted apology circa 2020?
You need the internet taken away from you. You are a danger to society.
Or maybe it could be an admission of guilt as well as other things that absolutely nobody asked for, like Miasaurus 2022.
I lied about being diagnosed bipolar.
There is so many different ways that this apology could go, but people on TikTok have been memeing the hell out of the way they think a Mikayla Nogueira apology is going to go down. And I feel like everybody's pretty much come to the general consensus that an apology is literally the only way that she can go. But take a look at some of these funny memes.
Hi guys, so yes, I did that. And you would do it too for a check. I was an employee. And I was gonna get employee of the month, and that's on period.
It has come to my attention that a lot of people believe that I secretly applied false lashes in my latest sponsored post. As a result, I would like to take some time to sincerely and wholeheartedly say I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you've never seen real, gorgeous, long lashes. Since you guys are making up crazy rumors, I'm here to prove it to you today. I've got makeup wipes. Okay, that's just my normal face makeup. Really get in there. Nothing. Even got one of these. Sorry about that, my camera died. Hopefully you understand now that I wasn't lying and that you were just jealous, because this is what real life.
Anyway, tell me how it is that you guys think that Mikayla Nogueira is going to be able to come back to the internet. This is her job, this is her livelihood, so it's very likely that she will be returning. The question is, how? Anyway, with that being said, from pending apologies to fake apologies, let's talk about Deaf Noodles. Okay, so again, we have spoken about Deaf Noodles, especially here on my channel, ad nauseum at this point. So again, I'm not going to bore you with the little tiny details. So here's a quick rundown of everything that's gone on with Deaf Noodles thus far. Deaf Noodles has essentially ruined his entire YouTube channel. Being a channel that boasted over 500,000 subscribers, who was getting anywhere from 70 to maybe 200,000 views a video, his views have dropped significantly for a channel of his size, to his videos getting anywhere from 10,000 views or less. His fall from grace when it comes to YouTube has been one of the most insane and intense ones that I have ever seen. And I believe that this was worsened by his relationship with other commentators. But he told all other commentators to essentially kiss his ass. And here I am with better joke construction, who is willing and attempting to take his place. So what's happened with Deaf Noodles more recently is that he's decided that he wants to return back to the commentary community and basically extend an olive branch or mend some bridges with some people he may have hurt in the past. So whilst on a live stream on his second channel, his streaming channel, with about 30 or so viewers, he decided to sit down and construct an apology that he would copy and paste and send to every different commentator, because nothing sounds more sincere than Control-C and Control-V. Well, as you can imagine, his apology wasn't well received by anybody. And Calvos, one of the main enemies of Deaf Noodles, you know, the one who Deaf Noodles made a video on saying that he was going to quit YouTube over, yeah, that guy, basically told him to bitch But here's the part that's extremely strange to me. Wasn't it like last month that he decided that he would contact numerous other streamers and basically attempt to debate them? Because a streamer friend of mine sent me this from back in December. So you went from wanting to stream and debate people that you thought you could get one over on to accepting apologies and trying to construct friendships with these people? Something's smelling absolutely foul in here. It is smelling like bullish. So for me, I feel like it's safe to say that this current apology tour from Def Noodles is somewhat disingenuous. And this point is further drove home by his relationship with one of his co-hosts, colleagues, comedian friends, Spliff Nation, aka Steven. Now, instantaneously, when Def Noodles decided that he was going to go on this random ass apology tour, it made me think to myself, what happened to him having friends and not needing people on the internet? He said that several different times, that he didn't need people on the internet to like him because his IRL friends liked him. So then I had a look around and saw that him and Steven, his main co-host, were no longer following each other on social media. So then that made me start digging, and guess what I found? So underneath Kavos's tweet, Steven replied, "How the hell you get an apology before me and Corey? Question mark." Somebody responded with 100%, Def Noodles, I know you search your own name so you'll see this. Apologize to these men and everybody else you effed over with your little roast battles BF. They are real comedians out here working hard as F, and they deserve all the money you got off those ads. All the super chats too. Steven responded by saying, it's okay. They say never ask for an apology or respect if it's something that that person isn't willing to give. You can't get respect from someone who has no respect for themselves. We just go and have to build somewhere else. Thank you though, really. Then he went on to say, I need an apology and some bread. Then he goes on to say, and this is the killer bitch, he says, I was robbed nasty last year. I want to quit life though and take a couple of y'all disrespectful hacks with me. If you're an artist, don't work for someone else's plantation. They will treat you like a slave and you'll have nothing to show for it, and then they will go off looking like a hero. I hear your pain, and do not work for somebody else's plantation, indeed. So it seems like it wasn't just Steven, but also Corey, one of his other co-hosts, one of his more funnier co-hosts, in my humble opinion, who is no longer friends with Def Noodles, and now Def Noodles is out here searching for friendship. And I don't want to be nobody's last choice either, so I understand all of the commentary community telling this guy to go and F himself and go back to his mama pum pum. So with that being said, do you think that Def Noodles has any chance of coming back? Do you think that he'll be able to make a new name for himself on social media? Tell me what it is that you guys think in the comment section down below. So from attempting to debate streamers to streamers crying, let's talk about the Atrioc situation in my new series, 5Gs Please.
5Gs, please. Yeah. That's what I wanted to yell. You know what that means, right? Good God, get a grip, girl.
Okay, so streamer Atrioc, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, was banned from Twitch a few days ago for showing corn, replace the C with a P, on stream live. Now, the corn of which he was digesting was deep fake corn. Now, if you don't know what deep fake corn is, it basically is where somebody puts a celebrity or a notable figure or even a person that you like, a person of interest's face over the top of a star's body to simulate that fantasy it is that you had in your brain all along. Well, the deep fake corn of which it is that he digested was one of his close friends and a person that he streams with regularly, Pokimane. Now, as far as I'm aware, Pokimane hasn't spoken out about this event at all, but Atrioc had. He decided to go over onto his stream and basically sit alongside his wife or girlfriend and cry about the situation. Take a look.
Stream to like create a pattern of behavior where I really want, especially women on Twitch, to feel safer. Like we call booba spam cringe. We don't do that there. I've never made like a weird, I don't know, seat sniffing joke. I've never done anything like that. I've never done anything like that on this stream. And we don't tolerate any sexual behavior in the chat. We ban it on site. And like I've done this consistently over and over and over. And then at 2 a.m. You know, I've been watching so much. I've been reading so much AI stuff. I'm reading all this stuff about AI and deepfake music, deepfake art, and everything. And I'm in these discords, and I just feel so embarrassing to me. But I was on, dude, I was on a regular ass normal fucking website, and there was an ad. There's an ad on every video for this. So I know other people must be clicking it because it's on every video for deepfake thing. And then
Now I understand if he wants to apologize to his audience and maybe even apologize to Pokimane, but please, for the love of God, tell me why his wife has to be there crying in the background. It's given me very much, you know, when like politicians get found out in some kind of scandal and then they hold a public conference and then they stand next to their wife and their wife's just like, oh my God, what the hell is going on here?
My clothes accidentally fell off. At that moment, I slipped on a glacé cherry and landed inside one of the men.
I mean, this situation was very much 5Gs, please, because even Ethan Klein and Gila Klein decided to make a joke about it on their channel.
I'm just sorry. I don't know if you have any thoughts about this. I don't know if you have any thoughts about this. I can't talk. But the fact that they're like his co-workers makes it weirder. That makes it so much more uncomfortable.
Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, it's just corn, and corn is all about fantasy. I mean, is it ethically wrong? Yes, but that's between him, his friend, and God at this point. Anyway, so from fantasies with your friends to fantasies with your son's best friend, girl, let's talk about Milf Manor. Okay, so you guys told me about Milf Manor, and now, thank you very much, I'm watching. So just to give you guys a rundown of the premise of this show, essentially what it is there are several mums who decided to go on a retreat in Mexico. They were supposed to be cougars who were really interested in dating younger guys. And they went over to this retreat expecting to hang out with, meet up with younger guys that they might be interested in. But the younger guys that showed up to this retreat were actually their sons. So now they have to date each other's sons, and the sons have to date each other's mothers. And to put a nice little cherry on top of this absolutely buck wild cake, the sons have to share a room with their mothers and vice versa. So that means if anyone wants to get close, to have an intimate moment, to have some schmacks, they have to converse with their son or mother before they do that. Oh my God. This is disgusting car crash television, and I promise you I am loving every moment. There have only been 2 episodes of this show, and already a mother has admitted to sleeping with their son's best friend, and the son lost it completely and was so mad at his mum and was barely even speaking to her. But the discussion being had on social media isn't that of the show and what it entails, but just the premise itself. A lot of people are saying that if this had been a show with multiple men and young women, the public outcry and outrage would have been far more substantial than what we are seeing today. And for me personally, I don't know if that would be true. I think both versions, regardless of sex, is just as seedy, gross, and disgusting. I mean, for me personally, if I walked into a show like that and somebody showed me my son, that is my cue to exit. The crazy part is they stayed. That's the crazy part. But that's just my thoughts, and tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Anyway, that is about it for episode 4 of TLDR. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these episodes, and I have so much fun filming them. Once again, a massive thank you to my patrons, as well as my members, as well as my Twitch family. Thank you guys for holding me down, and until next time, you beautiful, amazing, badass bitches, it's been Paige. Bye.